through some ways of how you can ground yourself. There are hundreds of different ways to find your sweet spot when it comes to grounding or being calm in front of an audience. Now, when I say grounding, who knows what I mean? Yes.
Yeah, it's just when you're really in your body, you're very present, your energy is calm, you're kind of in the room.
Yeah.
Centered.
Centered. Yes, being calm. You're right, it's really being in the moment. Very often, when we deal with imposter syndrome or when we deal with the fear, we're in our head and we're worrying about what other people think. Have you ever, when you're speaking or presenting, have you ever worried about what to do with your hands?
No.
What happens when you worry about that? You're not present. You're not grounded because you worry about something else. And that again, it sucks up 20% of your energy. 20% of your energy is then not here because you're worried about your hands, right? And you will see, like, technically, just look at me. I do jazz hands all the time. I have this move. I never noticed. My husband, he picked 5 photos where I do the same move. And I never realized. And I was like, here, this is what you do with your hands all the time. And it's like, look, I feel as a speaker, you have to make a decision. Do you want to be technically perfect? Some people do, and some people are. Or do you just want to be authentic and really enjoy the experience? And when I started 6 years ago, for me, the most important thing is I wanted to be me. Because some trainings I did, they teach certain acting methods. And then, I stood in the right spot. I looked in the right way. And I had to think so hard to do it all right. Like, my hands have to be here. And it's like, oh my God, I'd rather flap my hands now, but at least I'm enjoying the experience. So, there are different ways of doing one thing. And now I'm so conscious of this move now. Like, it's hilarious. But what I want you to think about, I'm going to talk you through these a little bit, and there are loads more. But obviously, what does breathing do to your grounding?
Calms the nervous system.
Yeah, it really calms the nervous system. And I know, when you get really anxious, it's the last thing. Like, sometimes when I really feel anxiety about something, I'm just like, leave me alone, fucking breathing, But after a while, it really, really helps, because what you do is, when the adrenaline response triggers, you start the shallow breathing, because you need to breathe really fast, you need to think really fast. But when you start, let's do it all together, take a deeper breath in. And you just breathe a bit more deeply. You signal to your nervous system, hang on a minute, I know the adrenaline is out, but I think we can slow down, it's safe, right? And that's what breathing does. Most of the time you see speakers going up to the stage and then they speak really fast and they breathe really shallowly. And now I did it as well. My God, it can probably make people pass out. So it's finding your way with that, right? And whenever you practice, or even at home, just do your elevator pitch to yourself in the mirror. Start with a breath, start with just smiling at yourself and just really be finding a good rhythmic breathing. Don't go, like if you take a really quick breath in like this, you shock your nervous system even more and freak yourself out. And a really good thing is also to start taking your surroundings. Like, when you feel levels of anxiety, just give yourself this exercise where you go, don't do it on stage when you're about to start your talk, obviously, but, just go, what are 5 things I can see? And just look around. Like, what can you see in the room? Name 5 things.
Light bulb.
Light bulb? Yes.
Screen.
A screen, yes. Table. What else? Chairs. A rug. Cool. And what are 4 things you can hear? Traffic. Coffee. Coffee machine?
Coughing.
Oh, coughing. Oh. What else? Annik. And?
Air conditioning.
The air conditioning? Yeah, I hear something as well. Cool. And what are 3 things you feel?
Feel.
Yes.
Happy.
Feel happy.
Warmth.
Feel warmth. What else? I need to know now what you guys said.
I feel hot.
Woo, and someone feels hot.
Feels like you are.
I see, like you just you can do this anywhere, you know, to practice, but get yourself back into the moment, because when you engage that part of your brain, again, it can't throw up the anxious thoughts. I'm stupid, I'm not good enough, because it focuses on the surroundings. Again, it takes practice. When I started doing that, I was like, oh, this isn't working. You know, just give yourself time. Like, those don't work overnight. I will share mine with you in a minute. And I have done my grounding techniques for years, and now I do it in 30 seconds, and I feel calm. There's a TED talk on how your body shapes who you are, something like that. Very amazing. You must watch that. And she talks about, actually, can we all do it together? If you stand up, put your hands on your hips. She calls it the Wonder Woman. Like, if you dare it, you can do the Superman pose. But what she has done, obviously, again, I don't want you to stand on stage like this when you start your talk, but before, like a really important picture, before you speak, I always do it in the toilet. And another really amazing one is EFT. Who knows what it stands for?
Emotional
freedom technique.
Yes, some of you know. Have you ever seen people tapping on the tube? Like, when I didn't know what that was, I was like, what the hell are they doing? So it's basically based on Chinese science that we have certain meridians. And look, if you believe it or not, I'm German, whatever, I can't see, I'm not sure I believe. But when you tap, can you all do it together? Tap just the back of your karate chop on, right? What happens when you tap, and there's a certain sequence, you can look it up online, you know, you tap like in a question mark on your face, or even if you just tap your legs, right? What it does is, again, it gives you a physical reaction and a physical feeling, helping you to come out of your head back into the present moment. And, you know, you can use certain affirmations, or you can say, you know, even though I'm shit scared of speaking, I'm sure it won't be the end of the world if I forget some of my content, right? So don't go, I'm amazing, I'm the best speaker in the world. Like, I find, do we have affirmations on here? No. Like, I feel it doesn't really work. You have to make friends with your crazy voices, right? So find a way to neutralize and to detach. And I always say, like, even though, you know, this might not be perfect, I won't die, I will live. And trust me, I've done a lot of unperfect gigs. And, you know, visualization is another one, really visualizing a good outcome. My favorite grounding techniques is detachment. And what I always do is, before I have a gig, I just imagine my life being this big canvas. And I love orange and I love yellows, and, you know, they're always, every gig is a flick of paint. And sometimes I will screw up. So it will be like gray, sometimes even a black flick of paint. But over the years, what happens? There will be other colors, right? Like, it will kind of mold into something beautiful with loads of different colors, and there will be loads of orange. And that really helps me detach, you know, because then I take myself out of the situation and say, look, if it's not perfect, it won't be the end of the world. Do some exercise. Like, some people run, I sometimes just go on the treadmill. Sometimes it gets your heart rate up. If it's only for 8 minutes. There's this thing my friend always does. She goes down to the beach and she would just run for 30 seconds, walk for 2 minutes. Run for 30 seconds, walk for 2 minutes. I'm not a big runner, but this I can do, you know. And that really helps to neutralize some of the crazy hormones, you know, we have in the body. Anchoring is a really, really good one as well. Who has heard of NLP?
Yes.
Neuro-linguistic programming. That, like, in my hypnotherapist, like, he and actually I think it does work. He always gets me to, is it this finger? I can't remember. One of these two, you press them together whenever you have a happy moment. You know, someone pays you £1,000, yay! You know, you got a paid speaking gig, yay! And then over time, you recall that anchor. You know, and you can even do this on stage. Like, no, what do you see? Like, no one would know. That I'm, you know, like, recalling an anchor. So that's a really good grounding technique as well. And the last one is one of my favorite clients. She once did a talk, and she was talking people through the 4 Ps of presenting. And she would say to people, whenever I have a talk coming up, this is what I do, and it helps to make me prepared and feel really good about myself. So the first P is, who wants to have a guess?
Pitch.
Preparation.
Yes. Who said it? Prepare. Prepare. I will never forget, you know. So the first one is prepare. The second P? Who wants to have a guess?
Practice.
You have prepared, you practice. Third one? You will never guess. So then when she did her talk, she said, you know, I prepare, I practice, and then when I arrive at the venue, I pee. Because that gives her that minute where she can power pose or ground herself. And then the fourth P is she prays. She's not religious or anything, but she's just like, you know, please press to the universe, whatever energy she believes in, just let me be awesome or whatever. I don't know what she says, I'll make this up, you know. And that really, really helps her. So I want you to have a quick think. Actually do it with the person to your left or to your right and have a quick chat. Like, you might have something already you're always doing, you know, and you just remember, oh, I'm doing this all the time. Pick one, create a new one. If you don't feel inspired enough, like we have an entire grounding booklet where I think we interviewed maybe 20 or 25 professional and inspiring speakers. If you want a copy, just grab my card afterwards. Or maybe it might even be on the website. Leave me your email and then I can send it to you. But have a really quick chat. What is one? And then note it down somewhere. And then at least once a day, think about it and really practice it. Because this is how your ability to deal with those nerves will improve over time. It's not a quick fix. Nothing worth ever doing is a quick fix, is it? Okay, so have a chat.